Hey, good evening. Happy Thursday night. Shauna here. This isn't my typical active kindness video. This is a video about my weight loss surgery by popular demand. I had a video up before when I was real early out and I took it down and a lot of people asked for updates. So I had the sleeve gastrectomy on July 28th, 2016. I only get texts when I'm making videos. Okay, sorry. 140 pounds. So I still definitely have some weight to go. I get asked so many questions. It's like amazing. Like I would definitely make another video if you guys wanted about the liquid diet or the insurance piece of it or what about exercise or loose skin. So much, right? So much that goes into this. So we'll have to put a pin in that. I could come back to that and do that in the future. My friend Joe just used the expression table that. I kind of like that. So we'll table that, right? So at the 6-month mark is when I started noticing I could fit more food in. And at first I didn't like it. And I think my big concern before I had the surgery, those of you that maybe just had the surgery, looking to have the surgery, you're like, you go between like, oh my God, am I ever going to eat again? To, well, I like that. I like the restriction. I liked the restriction. I got really sick, sicker than most people. I know that like dumping is heavily associated with gastric bypass. I don't know that that's what I had. I wasn't eating the wrong things. Just everything was kind of making me sick in the beginning. And my surgeon was like, yeah, you know, one in so many people have a rougher time with it. Even still now, if I take a bite of something too fast or whatever, it can be bad times. So, you know, it's the risk associated with it. I chose to have the sleeve over the gastric bypass for a variety of reasons. I knew people in my life that had it. I know the weight does come off quicker, but I'm still happy, you know? I'm still happy. And I know this is a little bit cliched or whatever, but it is about the journey. Like, I think after I lost the first 50 pounds, I was just like, this is awesome. People are always fascinated with what I eat. I have my boss right now, like, doing all this stuff, you know, like I was like, this is what I had for when I was on a liquid diet. I'm not a doctor, not a doctor. So what did I eat today? Because I'm 9 months out now of my surgery. I ate for breakfast. Well, I wake up for work at 5. I always have iced coffee. Of course, I don't use regular sugar. I'll use a Splenda or nothing, trying to wean off that totally. And like almond milk or something I'll put in it, even sometimes cream. I kind of eat like high fat, high protein, low carb, low sugar is what I do. So I had for breakfast 2 string cheese, and then like 2 hours later, I usually eat like every 2 hours. I had like cottage cheese, and then I had, for lunch, I had a piece of baked chicken, and actually it got served with mashed potatoes that I didn't want, and I ate a bite, and it really didn't even taste good to me. If you're really kind of doing okay, and I'm not saying that I never indulge, it's a whole nother topic I can get into. Like that stuff is just gonna taste, it just tasted like carbs. If carbs had a taste, that's what it was. And it just like, it was something maybe I used to love, but I was just like, nah, I don't love it. I had a bunch of pistachios. I had a yogurt later. I had a little bit of dark chocolate. I mean, like a bite. I had a bite. I came home and I had a veggie burger and like a little few bites of egg salad. Right now, I just got hungry as I'm making this video, and I have some hummus and salsa out, and I'm just having a few bites of each. Kind of my like thing. I feel like I eat every 2 hours during the day, and then I've like from doing that and having so much protein, I'm not really hungry at night, which is another really good thing. So yeah, that's a little bit about my eating habits. People get very freaked out about like, oh my God, can I ever go back to eating the way that I used to go back to eating? Like, oh my God. No, you're not going to go back to eating the way that you used to eat. It's just not a thing. Like, I can't speak for everyone, but I know for myself, there's no way. And there's no way you're going to fit in whatever. Like, I could eat like, depending how hungry I am, like I eat a lot of seafood. I had like a very thin piece of salmon the other night. If I was at a restaurant and it was a bigger piece, I could probably eat half. I'll eat like a burger with no bun. I hate turkey in any form, so I don't eat turkey burgers, but I know most people do. Let me think. Sorry, I was getting tons of text messages. Only happens when I'm doing something else, right? Actually, no, my phone is always insane, but more insane when I'm making videos. So, you know, people worry about it stretching out. I worried about that, like, oh my God. I don't know the data, the science behind what makes the sleeve stretch. There's a lot of different philosophies behind it. People think soda or this or that. I think if you don't, I think overeating would do it. And I think if you don't overeat, you're not going to have that happen. The excess stomach, it's just been removed. You know, that's what my nutritionist said. Like the excess, it's not, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's been removed. Like that's not there anymore, you know? People think like if you drink water and eat, that can stretch it out. When I looked into that with my surgeon's office, they said the reason they don't want you drinking and eating at the same time is because it will flush out the protein, or you'll get full off the water and you won't get the protein. And the biggest advice I can give you is get as much protein in as you can, just to feel good, to feel full. If I don't have enough protein in a day, I do not feel well. It's just a thing. Like I pretty much eat protein all day long, you know? And I'm not a nutritionist. I'm only basing this off my experience. Yeah, I can definitely fit more food in now. Sure. I could probably fit 2 small pieces of pizza in if I wanted to. And so people think, oh my God. Sorry. People think like, well, because I have that restriction, but if you're grazing on crap all day long, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to feel good. And I feel like eating junk leads to eating more junk, you know? So for me personally, I'm happy with the journey. Some other areas that I could touch on that I won't get into today would probably be excess skin. I don't even have, I would do like a body shot of myself, but I have like the worst outfit on. This used to be a skirt, like when I was fat, and now I made it into a dress and it's insanely too big on me. Like I should not, it like right now is hanging all the way down my back. I have no business wearing this. And I've just recently, like in the last month, had like a huge weight loss. It kind of comes and goes. You're going to get plateaus. Don't get discouraged. I can't sit here and say that I exercise all the time because over the winter I was pretty lax, but I have a big trip coming up, so I'm now trying to get buff. So I'm on this mission. But I have problem areas. I will talk about that. Skin removal surgery is definitely going to be a thing I'm going to have, which I would get into for sure. But I don't regret it. And when people ask me, why didn't you get the bypass? I think it's a very personal decision. I know people that have thought about it and weighed on the decision and they, you know, whatever. I just felt like this was the best option for me, you know? And I wouldn't say, you know, I was like, oh God, well then am I not going to lose any weight? The gastric bypass is a thing. You do lose weight faster. Everyone knows that. I feel good losing 140 pounds in 9 months, you know? So I'm happy with that. And if anybody wants, I can put a before picture up of myself. Even though I don't love it, I can do it. So I hope that was informative. It was just a little bit about kind of like where I'm at, what happens. Get the water in. I mean, 64 ounces a day. You have to. And I know this video sounds maybe like I'm like a nutritionist. I'm just letting you know what works for me. People ask me, how are you successful? Why are you successful? What do you do? Even if you haven't had the surgery, what can I do? You know, you're going to want to get on your own diet plan. But for me, it's all about watching sugar and it's all about water and exercise. Like, you know, you make those small changes, you'll probably see big results. You have to eat often. I used to eat like 2 big, terrible meals a day and just sits. It doesn't burn, you know? So I'm pleased with my decision this far. Like I said, I'd be willing to go over any other topics because there are a lot of them. But if you are getting the surgery or you're getting approved or you're going through the process, it'll happen. It'll come. I waited forever I waited 2 years. It sucked. I'm like an expert on that. If you have an insurance question, I know I work in insurance. This is a different kind of insurance question. I can totally help. Anyway, I hope this was informative to somebody, and feel free to message me or leave a comment. Have a good night.